That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild, strawberry ice, bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's fine is kicking down the door. Step into the ring where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the roaring stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's fine is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, I'm coming to you live from that ice game.
All right, shout out to my sponsors. They are Priority Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. You need your grass cut, you need your shrubbery trimmed, I don't know, you need a paper patio, you need anything. I mean anything. Landscaping required. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And of course, Meyer Window, Door, and more. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, great looking windows, easy to clean. Meyer Window, Door, and more. The website is MeyerCincinnati.com. And also, shout out to my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. Get on down there, get you some delicious Moorline beer, some delicious Moorline food. And tell them I sent you. Moorline Lager House.
Oh, all right, guys. I'm already practicing. I don't know how this is going to go, but join me next Saturday right here at the Moorline Lager House for the Beer Stein holding competition. I'm going to be doing it, try to hold this thing up as long as I can, and not wanting to drink it. It looks so delicious, though. Maybe I should just drink it. Yeah, I'll just drink it. It's delicious. But come on down next Saturday, the 22nd, for the International Beer Stein holding competition. I'll be there in the celebrity portion of it. You come down and watch me, see how long I hold this thing. Like, this would be fine, but this is going to be a while. See you guys next Saturday. Let's go. That's right. It is tomorrow. The whole thing starts at noon. They got keg tapping competitions. They got coaster flip things. They got the actual real legit International Stein holding competition guys, the real guys, not me. Me and Bengals Captain will be there, like I said, in the celebrity portion of it. But make sure you guys come on down. Like I said, the whole thing starts at noon. It goes till 10 o'clock at night. Now, it is not going to be in the beer garden. It's out in the big tent area where the Chris Kringle Market is. That is also where my tailgate is tomorrow. Best Day Brewery pregame experience at the Moorline Lager House. And that's not tomorrow. That's Sunday. Sunday, we'll at the pregame experience. We'll be giving away this autographed T. Higgins helmet. It is happening on Sunday. If you have not gotten tickets yet, that's how you register for a chance to win this. You got two chances. Go to the Moorline Lager House website. Find where it says the Best Day Brewery pregame experience at the Moorline Lager House. Register there. Buy your tickets. It's an all-inclusive experience. It's a great deal. It's the best deal in the banks. And then if you want to register twice, find it on the rewards program on the same website and become a rewards member. That's free. So both ways will give you a chance to win this autographed T. Higgins helmet. So we got a lot of stuff going on. Tonight, Elder versus St. X. I'm a West Side boy. Go Elder. I'm hoping they're going to win tonight. We got UC and Louisville playing tomorrow night. And then tonight, I should say. And then tomorrow night, I'm getting myself confused. Then tomorrow night, you got UC and BYU. You got the Bengals and the Patriots. And you got FC Cincinnati in their playoff game versus FC Miami or whatever the hell they call the game, the team there in Miami soccer. I don't know. I'm just excited. There's a lot of sports stuff going on this weekend. But this is Friday. We try to have some fun here on Sports Strawberry on Friday. Normally, I got Dale on here. He got something coming up. He couldn't join us. But we have the quintessential man coming live from his Bengals garage straight out in California. It is the man. He is the Godfather, Anthony Cosenza. What's up, AC?
Every time I look at that picture, I'm like, well, maybe I've been holding a stein or two in that picture. Man, the Midwest is the best. They do that. They don't do any kind of stuff like that out here that I know of. The stein holding and the.
I gotta get my arm.
I was gonna say, did you get your pump in? Did you get your pump in?
Well, I've been doing my 40 ounce curls. Does that count?
There you go. That counts.
Yeah, I got one here.
Good to see you, buddy.
You too, brother. This is a special day today because we have a very special guest. He is the 2025 Bengals Fan of the Year. He's been a season ticket holder since 1979, so he went through the 90s, literally. He is Steve Thompson. What's up, Steve? How you doing, man?
You guys reminded me of the Bengals of the 90s. That's a little rough, but yeah, I'm doing great otherwise. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on, man. The Bengals of the 90s was a rough decade for us, and we all lived through it. You actually were in the stadium for it, so kudos for you for hanging on to your tickets for that long.
Yeah, David Klingler was a little rough.
So was David Chula.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Right. So Steve, you I saw that you've been a season ticket holder since 1979, and you're telling me some interesting stuff about what the tickets cost you back then. Go ahead and tell everybody how much you paid for tickets back then.
I'm pretty sure they were only $9 each.
That's wow. $9 each. So how many
Can't
tickets
even get a beer for that now? Yeah.
Two tickets. They were blue seats. I don't know if you remember Riverfront. There were 2 rows of blue seats in the outfield.
Yep.
For Reds games, and but for Bengals games after the Red season was over, they put some seats in front of them. But that's where I sat until the new stadium opened. Never missed it. I've missed only 3 games. I never missed any at Riverfront. So
nice. That's dedication there. Now we got a question here from a Crypt Keeper here. He says, Jeffro, can you please ask the Bengals Fan of the Year the first question? When you went to the stadium to get your Fan of the Year button, did Mr. Brown validate your parking, or did you have to pay for it?
We parked right. we parked right up by the offices.
There you go. So you didn't have to pay. That's free parking right there.
Free parking, yes.
Exactly. All right. So your memories. Let's start out with the memories of Riverfront. Obviously, you were there for the Freezer Bowl. First question is, how was that? And have you finally warmed up from that Freezer Bowl?
It was. I didn't have the kind of cold weather gear I have that's available nowadays. I had high top tennis shoes, maybe 3 pairs of socks on. The worst part was the feet and my feet, and the worst part of that was when we got back in the car and they started. Thank God the car started. And my feet started to heat up, and that's when they started to hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I remember most
about
that experience. I've told a lot of people, I don't think I could do it again. But I think I'd have to give my tickets away for that one.
I mean, look at the comfy cherries in. Look at the comfy cherries in now, you know? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
He's earned it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was, but they won. That made it warmer.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you're telling me you were able to go to one of the Super Bowls, right? Which one were you able to make it to?
Super Bowl 23 in Miami.
And what end zone were you sitting in? Not that I want to relive this, but what end zone you were sitting in?
I was seated in the end zone where Taylor caught the game-winning touchdown pass.
Like I told you, I was like, 12 or 13 years old. I literally cried and then ran upstairs and I punched a hole in my closet. So it's
the same end zone where Lewis Billups dropped a pass early in the fourth quarter.
Oh,
Yeah,
those
right
Billups.
there.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Billups, but
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yes.
one lives on. That one lives on.
Yes. That was a rough one. So what are some of your favorite memories, like I said, other than those two, of the stadium back in the 80s?
I think obviously with the two winning seasons, I loved it when they hired. I mean, the first coach we had when I started was God. I can't even remember his name now.
Tiger Johnson? Was that who was there?
No, it was after Tiger Johnson. In between him and I loved it when Forrest Gregg was hired. Tough coach. They needed him at the time. I love Sam White. I remember when Sam White said, "You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati."
Yes.
That's
That
a
was
huge
awesome.
memory.
That was epic.
Taking my wife to the games. We were married in '84, so I started taking her to games that year, and she didn't know anything about football. She would take a headset to listen to Dave Lapham or whoever was on the radio then, and that's how she learned football. And today she knows about as much as anybody. So, but back then she didn't know diddly squat, and didn't have the patience to explain what happened on every play to her.
I think AC answered it for us. It was Homer Rice.
Homer Rice, that's right,
There
exactly.
you go.
The
You can
first game I
just
ever went
talk,
to, they
AC.
played
You just
Tampa
type it
Bay,
in.
and the stadium flooded. The
What?
field flooded. The
Oh, my
field
goodness.
flooded. They played Tampa Bay. The field flooded. It rained so hard,
Oh,
but
wow.
half an hour later, it was all going away. But I remember that too. Just crazy things like that, little things like that. I remember, and some of the great players, Anthony Munoz, the great offensive lines we had, James Brooks, Ickey Woods. You know that year with the
Mhm.
running back David Fulcher. So many great players.
Exactly. AC, you got a question for him?
I do. I've got so many, actually. So many.
So many. Can't figure out which one to start with.
How do you resonate what's happening now with the team the last couple of years, be it the high levels of success and now these, I guess we're in a little bit of a valley here, at least this year.
3 wins.
You've experienced and seen it all. I mean, like, can you compare this year to, I don't know, other poor years, or just what you've seen from this team the last handful of years as compared to either some of the dry spells or some of the nice couple of years? I mean, there were some good years there with Marvin, even though they didn't get playoff wins, but
Right.
I don't know where this Taylor era, like what are your feelings as compared to maybe some of the past Bengals teams, good or bad?
I was talking earlier. They went to when they lost the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 23. I was sitting there, sort of thinking, "Well, we'll be back. We'll be back."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then soon after, they let Max Montoya go.
Stupidest move ever.
Plan B
And
free
then,
agency.
and then this year they lost again, and I told my son, "We'll be back. We'll be back. Joe Burrow will be back."
Mm-hmm.
And then they lost. Then they let Jesse Bates go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And DJ Reader go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also, I see some parallels there, but I don't know if if we got a defense that was middling, we would be great.
Yeah, exactly. I got some questions here. Crypt Keeper. Excuse me, Mr. Thompson. Do you remember the year it was the Bengals wore the white jerseys at home and away the whole year? Do you remember what year that was? He said
I do not remember what year that
He
was.
said they wore the white jerseys at home and away. I don't remember that.
I know there was one year at the new stadium where they switched sidelines for a year.
Yeah. They did that because they were in the shade, I think, or whatever.
Yeah, because later in the year
It got cold.
that's their sidelines in the shade the whole game.
Right. All right, Josh got one for here. It says, "All right, stay with me. The story of this franchise and its struggles. How ironic would it be if this was the year Joe reels off 7 straights and we roll into a playoff berth?" I look, I have no doubt Joe Burrow is capable of doing that. This defense is historically bad. They are going to set records unless this defense, I mean, they're going to have to score 50 points a game. And you got I am not confident the next 4-5 games. You got New England, you got Baltimore, Buffalo, and Baltimore. The way
Josh knows I love him.
Yeah, I love him.
But that is kind of a crazy thought, or if it is an expectation, it would be one of the biggest stories in recent memory if the Bengals were to do that, I think. But here's the thing that I will say plays at least a tiny bit into that fantasy. Number one, the defense didn't play well last week, but they played better. I mean, you look at all the points.
Yeah.
Miles Murphy played well. Yeah. And number two, this AFC conference is mediocre. You saw it last night with the Bills. It's a lot of cannibalizing, a lot of middling teams, right? I mean, it's like the Texans are okay and they beat up on the Bills. The Bills beat up on the Ravens. The Ravens are kind of 500-ish right now. I still don't think the Steelers are that good, despite the loss that we saw. So I think, again, there is a shot, but the problem is for the Bengals now at this point, given how many losses they've accrued, they have to win the division. There's not really, I don't think there's a wild card. Yeah. And with 7 losses, you got one maximum left in the tank. And so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good, Steve. What's your thoughts?
It always takes Joe Burrow not a long time, but it takes him a time to warm up.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Even the first 2 games this year, first game and a half he played. Of course, Cleveland has a pretty good defense. I'll give him that credit.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But it takes him a while to get warmed up, and that's always been the case. So I'm not expecting any miracles. I will tell you this: if he runs out, if he starts Sunday and he runs out on the field, can you imagine how the crowd is going to react?
Well, I'll be excited. Like I put it to you this way, and I don't think he's going to start Sunday because they're playing Thursday. That's a quick turnaround from coming back with your turf toe.
Good call.
I don't think he will either.
My opinion. But I do think he's starting against Baltimore, and I do think he's going to start the rest of the year as long as he's healthy. Which what drives me nuts is the people who say just shut him down. We got 7 games left. I mean, Joe Burrow wants to play football. He didn't work his ass off to come back here to sit. And you can't play football scared. You can't sit there and go, well, we're just going to shut him down for the rest of the year because, well, one, you don't know how his toe is reacting to actual football, and you'd have to wait till September of next year to get the results of it. So you want him to play to find out, make sure he's cool, everything's good. We don't have to answer any questions in the offseason about how the toe is, how it's going to be. But Joe wants to play. And to me, to Josh's point where he says maybe we can rule off 7, to me, if Joe Burrow is willing to work as hard as he did to come back way faster than anybody ever even thought, doesn't that make the defense kind of reflect inside? Like, well, if he did that, I should at least give a better effort to tackle instead of trying to tackle everybody so high and actually tackle them low. And that's just me. I would think wow, well, he did all that, man. We're playing like crap. We need to try to do a little better. I don't think they're going to win 7 in a row, but I'm looking for at least improvement, I guess, for the last 7 games. Like Miles Murphy last week. That's the best game I've seen Miles Murphy played ever. And if that's his starting point and he can improve or at least play that good the rest of the season, that would be great. To me, that's what we need to look for is who on this defense can we keep? Who are the ones that are the quote unquote building blocks for our defense moving forward? Does that make sense? What I said there?
Unfortunately, the building blocks that they've come to rely upon are 3 of the worst rookie graded PFF defenders to this point. And those are 3 of your top 4 picks from this class. And they're not going to give up on those guys after a year, I don't think. Might they build more depth or competition? Maybe, but I don't think they're going to give up on those guys right away. I will say this, and I don't like this reasoning to quote unquote rush Joe Burrow back out there.
Right.
I said this on our show this last a few days ago. This was Joe Flacco has looked like Superman for the better part of a month, right?
With
this last Sunday was the game where you're like, he's hurting. He's a 40-year-old guy out there.
I thought he was hurt too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that
yeah,
sack from TJ Watt didn't help. That after that,
it pinned this one, and then
Yep.
he landed on the other one.
Yep.
Thanks again, TJ Watt, for all your
Yeah.
great
jerk.
hits and effort. But no, I just I don't know how you don't want to rush Burrow out there, and I think reasonable rationale to this is that Burrow and the team are talking constantly about his status, how he feels, all that kind of stuff. So I don't think he's not going to go out there if and when he's not ready, but I do think there is maybe a little bit when you're not. Someone said you're not mathematically eliminated, and he's coming back way earlier than expected, feeling better than expected at this point. And then you look at Flacco, who to me, and I think he's done awesome for this team. But last week I was like, yeah, he's not right. He's kind of beat up, and that's a shame. But I just wonder how much all of that plays into this and Burrow potentially returning.
Steve, what's your thoughts on Burrow coming back? Do you think they should play him, or what do you think?
I was talking to somebody today who said they'll be really scared if Burrow comes back this weekend, and I said I'm going to be scared every game Burrow plays the rest of his career. You can't play scared.
No, you can't.
And he's not scared. He's a they call him Joe Shiesty, and that's a perfect nickname for him. I think he's tough and he wants to play. Now, if there were only 2 or 3 games left in the year and we were 4-11, that's very different. But this is too early. I think I just don't want him to play until maybe he's had a few more full practices under his belt.
Right.
That's my only thinking.
And that's Doug here says don't let him play today is 100% healthy, which I if he's not, and I'll go back to what Dan Orlovsky said, and I think he's one of the best analysts on ESPN. He said if they're not going to let him go full go in practice, then they're doing that because they're planning on playing him. Now, like I said, I don't necessarily know if that means Sunday because, let's be honest, Joe Flacco hurt his UV joint or whatever the hell he hurt in the shoulder, 3 weeks ago, and he's been playing. So, and he hasn't been practicing much. So that to me, that doesn't mean, oh, Joe's definitely playing. I said, that's why I go back to because of the short week. That's why I just don't think they're going to play him on Sunday because that's a big ask from a guy coming back from a turf toe injury. He had to get surgery from him. He's coming back even faster than anybody thought. And I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see them pushing him to play because we got 3 wins, guys. And Joe Flacco, the quarterback position hasn't been the problem. Joe Flacco's been playing fine. Joe Burrow makes a huge difference. Don't get me wrong. These people who've told me, it cracks me up. It's like, well, you guys should trade Joe Burrow and go with Joe Flacco. I'm like, Joe Flacco's 40 years old. I'm like, he's got maybe 2 more years left, if that. I'm like, you're not going to do that. You're going to keep Joe Burrow. But the point is, the problem with this whole thing, it's not been the quarterback position. It's been the defense. It's been their lack of drafting and developing over the last couple of years. I mean, Steve, you said you're at the inner circle this year and a couple of years ago, and somehow you and Anthony keep missing each other, but I'm sure you guys
know
up somehow. But Steve, I ask you, do you think that's been the biggest problem is the drafting and developing, especially on the defensive side of the ball, because of the guys you said? We let Jesse Bates go. They have no way to replace him. Let DJ Reader go. They didn't have anybody to replace him. They drafted guys that they thought were going to replace him, and they didn't.
That and some of the free agent signings have not panned out. That for sure. But the defensive drafting has been absolutely horrible. There's no doubt about it. It's just been horrible, and it's hard to know how much to blame a coach when you don't have the players to play. They seem slow to me. They seem like they don't have much commitment to me. The tackling is god awful.
Oh, it's terrible.
I don't know. It just seems they have not drafted well. They seem to draft and hope that the guy will be good rather than seeing that he was good at something specific. So
How
it's
excited were you when
irritating.
Paul, Steve? How excited were you when they drafted our first round pick this year?
I wasn't excited at all. I told my daughter, she asked me, I mean, she was excited to be there, but she doesn't follow it very much like I do and my friends do. And she turned around and asked me, who do you want them to draft? I says, by that time, I said, I don't know for sure who I want them to draft. I know who I don't want them to draft. And of course, that was the one they picked.
Shamar Stewart. That's what all of us were like.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, there are people in Cincinnati, there are fans in Cincinnati who follow the draft and seem to know more than what Duke Tobin does about
there's
players.
one right here in the chat. His name's Dale Altman. He usually joins us on Friday. So Dale, you got a link if you're watching the show. Jump on. This man right now here he follows the draft like crazy, and he writes for Cincy Jungle, where AC writes for him too. And Dale did a great article last week about he listed the defensive drafts that the Bengals have missed, and all of them are here recently. The only two they kind of hit on was Dax Hill and DJ Turner. Everybody else has not been good at all. I mean, AC, you talked about this ad nauseum here last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and to Steve's point, it's kind of a weird thing. They, for a while, and I guess this was mostly under Marvin, they drafted guys that were productive, or they had some of the production, but there were other things that caused them to slip, whether it was character or maybe it was a great junior year but not a great senior year, all that kind of stuff. The last handful of years, and I guess it also comes with drafting a little later in the draft than some, and obviously there are anomalies with the Burrow and Chase picks and stuff, but they've been going for traits over college production of late. Right. And the traits are not at this point are not translating to NFL production, and they either hoped or were overconfident that they could get that to happen, and it's just not, at least not on that side of the ball. So and going back to Burrow, I don't know if we've said this outright. I think what I saw is that his status is now questionable for Sunday, and I there's so many this or that's with this. It's like, okay, Flacco had his best games when Chase was not only in the game but targeted a bunch. Now he's not in this game, and then you have a hurt Flacco. So do you try and see if you can get something out of Burrow this week if all goes well, or the short week? There's all kinds of things to kind of weigh with this, and I think the Chase absence is something that plays into everything too.
So one thing while you're talking there, it just hit me here. So they have until 4:00 tomorrow. They have to make a decision if they're going to take him off the not IR, whatever the list is. And I just thought of this. They could do this. They could, quote unquote, activate him, but not start him. They could have Joe Flacco and let Joe Flacco go out there. And if Joe Flacco can't go, then you go with Burrow. You could do that, or they could just activate him, and that way they keep New England guessing, like, okay, he's activated, so if he's going to play, I could totally see them doing that, because I believe in my heart of hearts he's starting Thursday in Baltimore. I think that's set in stone that he's going to start Thursday in Baltimore. I think he wants to start Thursday in Baltimore. That was kind of his game that he was pointing at. Now with Jamar suspended and Jamar coming back, and his first game back is going to be Thursday, and he's going to be chomping at the bit. These guys are going to want to kick the crap out of the Ratbirds. So that's where I can see that. I mean, does that sound crazy at all to you guys? What I just said there?
No, and I just, to Steve's point earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a situation where Flacco starts the game, and if the game either gets out of control one way or the other, or what have you, get Burrow in there for some of those reps. So maybe not play a full game, but and risk, but maybe get in there, get some reps if this game isn't a close one way or the other, and then he kind of gets. If the other thing too that I think, and I'm guilty of it, a lot of people are, and I'm I am concerned about it is okay, he's the rust and he hasn't played games in a long time, all that stuff, but he did have a preseason and a full training camp for the first time really in his Bengals career.
Games.
So there is a little bit of that ramp up that occurred earlier, but as also Steve noted earlier, this team just takes a while to get its feet under it with Burrow, and it usually happens around this time, but now he's missed that chunk of games where they catch fire. So again, there's that this or that thing going on with Burrow.
Yeah, exactly. And Brad here said Joe D said they won't announce till 11:30. So Brad, they have to take him off the list by 4:30 if they're going to activate him. By 4:30 tomorrow is the deadline.
4:30 Saturday. Yep.
Yeah, 4:30 Saturday tomorrow. Yeah, if they don't do it by then he's not playing. Now they can activate him, but that doesn't mean he's playing. So yes, they could activate him, and then 11:30 game time. Then they say he's going to start. So they don't have to say it. So as I was saying, just because they activate him tomorrow at 4 doesn't mean he is going to start. We'll have to see it. Steve, have you ever seen anything like this with like Boomer Esiason? He had shoulder issues and he got injured and stuff like that. And Carson, we all know what happened with Carson. What was this whole thing with Joe? Have you ever seen in your years as a Bengals fan in the stadium, have you ever seen a quarterback have this much power and this much attention on him as Joe does? Boomer had a ton. Carson had a ton, but I think Joe's got the most I've ever seen.
And there's no doubt about that. Joe is like, I think some of it being from where he's from has played into it a little bit, but I just think people see him as the savior of the franchise. To be honest with you,
yeah.
And going to the Super Bowl his second year, a year after he had been, his knee had been mangled.
Mm-hmm.
I just see that in him. He's got a quality about him. I don't know about you, but I get a little bit sick of seeing Mahomes and Allen and all these commercials, and Burrow. He's choosing not to do those.
I know. It tried out because that's what this is silly, but I was looking forward to that part. Of like our quarterback's gonna be in all these commercials. Like he can't even do the Heisman commercial because I think he owns part of a dealership or something.
I'm sure he does. That has to be something has to be the reason for it, and it's a little bit upsetting to me, and a little bit upsetting how much attention Buffalo gets. But anyway, Joe is just he's the most popular athlete probably since somebody you go back to the Reds of the 70s.
Oh yeah, exactly. Now I have to do the proper introduction here. Steve, Dale, Steve, you guys know each other.
Yeah. Steve came on the show, talked to him on the phone one night while he was watching the World Series at like 10 p.m. I mean, me and Steve are old friends here.
And Steve, if you want a Bengals fan who knows what he's talking about for the draft, it's this guy right here. And I got at least play your intro, Dale. You got to at least play that, You got to at least do that. So there you go. All right,
it's your show. You do what you want.
All right, so you're making comments in the comments there, and so what's your thoughts? Get back to Joe. What's your thoughts on Joe? If they activate him, do you think he's playing?
Yes, I thought with the 2 practices, it was trending toward him playing and starting because he's a psychopath, and earlier than anyone expected him to.
He is a psychopath. We call him that all the time. There's something wrong. Something wrong
psychopath with him. in a good way.
Yeah.
He's channeled it right. Otherwise, if he wasn't a football player, he might be a serial killer. That's just who he is.
Thank God he's not.
But then today, when he wasn't taking all those reps, it kind of started trending back toward Flacco. And Flacco, when we had the bye week, they talked about how he didn't practice because he's injured himself till late in the week. I don't think they'll activate him tomorrow at that 4 or 4:30, whatever time that is tomorrow. But it is tomorrow that we'll have a filling. But I don't think they'll do that. I mean, they could. Like, you guys aren't wrong. They could do it.
That's awful short.
Him not start. But to me right now, it's trending like they're just going to hold off. Like, I think the way today's practice went and stuff, that they're going to hold off because it is a short week. When you play Thursday night football, that's 5 days. It's 5 days, and you don't know how you're going to react after the game. Like, how's it going to feel after? And if he plays on Thursday, then he gets till the following week to see how it reacts. So I think the cautious thing to do, and people are like, cautious, we're 3-7. There's no time for cautious. And I understand that, but we're talking Joe Burrow. We're talking
talking be cautious. Be cautious. Yes, it's Joe Burrow. Be cautious.
Yeah, we're talking, $250 million contract guy here.
Long term.
Yeah. At that point, a 5-day turnaround coming off of this injury. And I mean, we've seen who's the San Francisco Purdy. Yeah. Purdy was out for a grade 1 turf toe strain.
And he tried to come back early, and he hurt it again.
So it's just there's no reason to rush it when he's not the problem, as you mentioned, Jeff. It's the defense. He's not going to be on defense anyways. And Flacco played some good ball. I don't think Joe Burrow Flacco didn't have his best game last week. Once again, don't think it would have mattered.
True.
It's been the defense in crucial moments.
I mean, Joe Flacco's been playing the best stretch of his entire freaking career, and we got one win out of this. So I mean, that's the whole point to this. And to your point, there, that's what I keep saying. I was like, I don't think he's starting Sunday because you laid it out perfectly.
I want him to. Selfishly, I will be at the game Sunday. I will be at the game Sunday. It's only the second game because I don't have my season tickets anymore. So I will be there Sunday. Selfishly, I want to watch Joe Burrow play football.
Yeah. So are you gonna come hang out with me, or are you just gonna not?
He's gonna big league you. Come on, he's gonna big league.
I mean, I'll be at the Project Game Day tailgate. I mean,
no, I know that. I'm in the game. You know where I'm sitting.
You come to me.
Yeah, I am Dale.
Well, I'll be in Joe's seats, which is close to the thing, but it's all very fluid right now because Derek don't know if Sarah's going, and then if Sarah don't go, then my daughter Miley might go because I Show Speed's the ruler of the jungle.
Yes.
That means nothing to older people, but it means a lot to my daughter who's 15 years old.
Did you? Well, my first thing was, is he a Bengals fan? And then the guys at work are like, he's from Cincinnati. I'm like, I had no idea that. I barely know who he is. The only reason I know who he is because I like wrestling. And he's been on wrestling. That's the only reason I know who that dude is. Steve, do you have any idea who Speed or the hell his name is?
I Show Speed.
There you go. Do you have any idea who that guy is?
I have to say I do not.
Yeah. No, I mean, and there would be no reason for you to know. Like
like I said, I don't even know who he is, and well, I do because he got speared in the Royal Rumble, and it was freaking hilarious. It was awesome.
So he's a wrestler. Is that what you're saying?
No, he's not a wrestler. He's a social media. I don't know what he is. Social media guy. He makes stupid videos and people watch him. I guess is that what he does?
Right.
I mean, he travels the entire world. Like he's very famous to other athletes and stuff. Like,
oh yeah, he got to play basketball with the guy from the Rockets. I can't remember.
For like the younger generation, he's a big deal. For guys he's like even me. For me, I'm like whatever. But he is from the Cincinnati area. So, and apparently he's at least a fringe Bengal. It's a huge W for the Bengals social media and stuff like that. Because they'll be live streaming the whole time. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me, but
all right. So Roger here's got a question for us. He says the true question is Joe Flacco, and that's kind of what I've said. Joe Burrow might be the healthier of the two. Is Joe Flacco hurt worse than we know? Could that explain last week's issue? That's one thing I said too. Is Joe Burrow the actual healthier of the two quarterbacks? And they both got to be unable to play at all for them to go back to Jake Browning, I think, at this point. What do you guys think?
I heard that the Vegas line dropped from 8 to 6.5 earlier this week. After the day after Burrow practiced.
And that's including a Jamar Chase suspension. So,
yes.
Yeah.
So that got me thinking. Other than that, and I would have to think the only reason Burrow would play is that Flacco's hurt. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and because, like I said, I agree with that and the short turn right here. Now, we got a question here from, who is this? Deathmon? I
Dan-
can't-
Dan the
Man.
man,
Oh,
5745.
If they would have spaces in between the stuff, it'd make it easier for me to read. Now, Steve, you got to watch Ken Anderson a lot here. So Ken Anderson, once
I
again,
did.
is a Hall of Fame semifinalist among the final 9. Tuesday, the senior committee will select 3 finalists. What is this organization doing to support Ken Anderson's candidacy or anything? I don't know what they're doing. That's a good question, but I'll speak on this. Ken Anderson should have been in the Hall of Fame a long damn time ago, and he should get in this time. Him and Willie should be in. So, Steve, just what's your thoughts on watching Ken Anderson throughout the years, and what would it mean for you to see him go to the Hall of Fame?
I got to meet him about 2 months ago at a PetSmart. I just said, "Well, that's Ken Anderson." I mean, Ken Anderson was great, and there's Bengal bias. I have no doubt in my mind there's Bengal bias. What the Bengals do to support these guys, they don't publicize anything. What they do, hopefully, they're doing a whole lot. He's well deserved it. His passing rating is just incredible. He was Joe Montana before Joe Montana just didn't have the supporting cast around him.
Yeah, exactly. And I've said this before, it drives me nuts. And I'm not saying that this guy does not remember or does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And every time I start saying start this conversation, I can't remember his name. The quarterback for the Chargers that Ken Anderson beat in the Freezer Bowl is
Fouts.
Dan
Thank you,
Fouts.
Dan Fouts. Dan Fouts is in the Hall of Fame. Dan Fouts has never went to a Super Bowl. And
No.
Ken Anderson beat him to go to a Super Bowl. So why the hell? And I'm not saying Dan does not deserve to be in there. Dan deserves to be in there. So is Kenny. So why has it taken Ken Anderson so long to get in there? The man was back-to-back AFC passing leader in the 70s and 80s, back-to-back years. No other quarterback has done that. He led his team to the Super Bowl, which they should have won.
He was an MVP one year.
He's
The year they
MVP
were
one
Super
year.
Bowl.
I mean, what else does he have to do?
It's career stats between the two. Ken Anderson, I think, has started in an era that was just getting to that a little bit more aerial attack. I think a lot of people with the Chargers, was that the Air Coryell offense and stuff. So I think a lot of NFL people rally around that Air Coryell and bombs away and all that kind of stuff. Ken Anderson's the best quarterback that is not in the Hall of Fame. He is the best quarterback out there that is not in the Hall of Fame right now. And it is a shame. It sucks. And I think all of us, to one degree or another, have met him or talked to him, and he is the coolest guy. He's just awesome. He's drinking natty lights at 11 a.m. And I mean, he's just on a Wednesday. Exactly. He's just awesome. So yeah, it's a shame that he is not in there. It's also indicative of the Bengals' lack of success, that they don't get the attention and the players in there that they deserve. I do want to. Can I ask Steve a question?
Sure.
Do you mind?
Go ahead.
I want to ask Steve who his next 2 Ring of Honor Bengals would be. I'm curious, being a longtime fan. I'd like to know who your next 2 would be.
First of all, I wish they had started that Ring of Honor much earlier, because now people
we all
don't vote for the old guys. And it bothers me a little bit that a player like Bob Trumpy passed away.
Yep.
And he deserves to be there.
Yep.
Ken Riley deserved to be there. I mean, he didn't get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame until the Bengals put him into their Ring of Honor.
Yep.
And I think that's sort of a stain on the organization, and I think they should have a veterans committee choosing some of those older players like that from the 70s, because people don't know how the Bengals had some really great teams in the 1970s. They really did. So Trumpy would have to be obviously posthumously. I'm forgetting a linebacker they had in the 70s. Reggie Williams, 57.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Reggie Williams definitely should be there.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe James Brooks.
Those, I would. For me, it's Trumpy and Brooks, but yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard when they only do 2 a year. I wish they did 4 a year.
Yeah, we all do.
And I
We
really
all
think
do.
they should put. I really think they should put the Super Bowl coaches in too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I can't argue with any of this. I mean, I'll be shocked if Trumpy doesn't get it now because now that he unfortunately has passed away, that everybody's like, well, we should have got him in. Like, well, you should have freaking voted for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Bob Trumpy, and I didn't get to watch him play. I was alive, but I was too little to actually watch him play. But I've watched highlights that he changed the tight end position, and that's because of Paul Brown of how he used Bob Trumpy. I mean, if you go back and watch the highlight, I mean, before the tight ends were mostly just blocky guys and maybe occasionally throw them, be thrown to. Trumpy was a target. He was a weapon that they would use. I mean, just how much of a player was Trumpy there, Steve? How did you enjoy watching him play? Hello.
That was before I had season tickets, and his. I mean, he started out in '68 with the team. He got the team's first.
Yep.
He got had the team's first touchdown. He was fast, and back then tight ends also blocked.
Yep.
So he was just like you said there. He was earlier, before his time, I guess would be the right word. As were a lot of the Bengal offensive players back then, because of the offensive coordinator, who I wish we would have hired instead of Tiger Johnson. But Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh.
Yeah, and he was great, and it really saddened me to hear the news of his passing.
Yeah.
There are a lot of other guys who deserve to be in. Jim Breach should probably be in eventually, all-time leading scorer on the team. He should be in. David Fulcher, I think, should be in sometime soon. I can't think of many players in the 90s who might deserve that. Carl Pickens maybe he was a great player.
Yep.
I'm so glad they got Corey Dillon in. And I hope he gets in the Hall of Fame too.
He should. He deserves to be.
Yeah.
Well, and there's also
Montoya.
Yeah.
I was going to say there's also the guys that need a case for the Hall of Fame bid, specifically Geno Atkins. So, like, at what point do they start trying to
AJ Green?
Start trying to get them in the Ring of Honor so you can build their case for that.
That's why I wish they'd put 4 in, maybe have a veterans committee so we could get both of them, both of those guys in. Because I'm going to tell you what, I worry about players like Geno Atkins and AJ Green getting Bengalized and not getting in.
Right.
Yep.
That's the thing too, Steve. That's what I've always said too, because eventually they're going to start adding on to this list. You're going to have Geno Atkins, you're going to have AJ Green. You're going to have these other players, and then the guys from
Drew Sample,
the tight end god, Drew Sample for sure. But these guys in the 70s that were like, I voted for Lamar Parrish almost every year, and they finally got him this year.
Yeah,
Those guys, the younger one, like my kids don't know who they are. They do because I've told them, but they didn't see them. They don't know who they are. And that's the thing, is once you start getting these guys from the newer eras, because that's going to have to happen. How much harder it's going to be for these other guys to get in. So I totally agree with you. And Corey's been on my show, and he's even said that there should be at least let the guys that are in the Ring of Honor, maybe let them have a vote, and they can vote somebody in or something like that. It's kind of what Corey said. But they got to change something up a little bit, I think. But if we know the Bengals, it ain't going to happen anytime soon because they don't move fast at all.
I'll be 6 feet under by the time they change it.
I told them. They're just very private people, and in Green Bay, and I've told this before, they have a statue of Vince Lombardi out front of the stadium, huge statue of Vince Lombardi. We should have a huge statue of Paul Brown. In my mind, he did more for pro football than Lombardi did. Lombardi's a god in Green Bay, but Paul Brown was a god to the entire NFL.
Yeah,
but they're not going to do it because they're very private people. They're very nice people.
Well, once they took the name off the stadium, that's why I'm like, all right, well, I said I'll put a statue out there. And I would put it right by where the players walk out to the practice field. They have that big sign that says Rule of Jungle. I put him right there. That's where I would put him. But
Well,
yeah,
sorry not to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead.
They kind of did that. Then they made him an inaugural member of the Ring of Honor, as they should, to be
yeah.
fair. But it's like, you could have had a whole separate
Yeah.
ceremony and statue for him, like you're talking
For
about,
him,
Steve.
yeah.
right.
And it's similar to how I felt about Dave Lapham, because people are like, oh, getting Lapham in. And yes, he's older, but it's like he is Mr. Bengal. Like he should have had his own thing.
Yeah.
And the Ring of Honor during that time could have been even with two candidates, could have been separate. You could have had a Bob Trumpy in, you could have had a Reggie Williams in, you could have had those guys in those two spots. Had you had separate things for Paul Brown statue unveiling, and it's just like stuff that made sense in my head.
Well, it's like for Lapham, if he was just an offensive lineman, he was a very good offensive lineman. I don't know if he would have got in. He got in because of 50 years of being in this organization and being Mr. Bengal. He got in. I don't want to say he got in mostly for the radio, but let's be honest, that's probably why he mostly got in, because people would have forgot about him. So
it's decades of service. It's decades of service.
Exactly. So to your point, Dale, he got in, but he got in for a different reason. Bob Trumpy would get in because of how he played on the field.
Which they have an entire Hall of Fame media section and different things, you know what I mean? Or a lifetime of service kind of Hall of Fame. Like, so I just thought that should have been a separate thing. And there's no rules to this. You own the team. Like, you could do whatever you want. But let's get more people in that deserve to be in, especially when they're still here. I think it's sad that we're talking about this with Bob Trumpy. I do, because he should have been in.
Now, Augie's got a good question here. This is this is back in the 80s was my favorite player, Collinsworth. Do you guys think he has a shot at getting into the ROH? I think he does, but it might be a little but the problem is there's a lot of Bengals fans that don't like him because of how he talks about the Bengals sometimes. So I think he has a shot. I think he deserves to be in there. But what's your guys' thoughts on Collinsworth?
Now here's a guy.
Here's a guy.
Here's a guy.
Have you ever seen the guy wear the shut up Collinsworth jersey?
Yes. Yeah, I've seen I haven't seen it in person, but I've seen the picture of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Collinsworth is 9th in team history in touchdown catches. Mm-hmm. He is 5th all time in receiving yards.
Good numbers. Good numbers to be 5th in receiving yards in this organization.
And he is in slow motion. Spit it out already, Anthony.
It's the only reason I jumped in there, because he's cutting out a little bit.
7th all time.
Hopefully his router will catch up sometime.
Receptions. And granted, he's got my outer. Am I back?
Yes. Now you're back. Yes, he's back.
Am I back?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
Good
gosh. I was talking up my new. Did you not catch all the stats?
Mostly.
Anyway, there are many receivers ahead of him in major categories, but at any rate, I think he probably will be in consideration, but I think he should be down. Personally, I think he should be down the pecking order. But here's a guy that will probably be in Pro Football Hall of Fame consideration because of his broadcasting career plus NFL career. That's what I think.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, like I said, Collinsworth in '81 was my favorite player. I mean, and he through '88 he was my favorite player. He was my favorite Bengal, and I don't mind him. I don't get as mad at him because he's kind of like Bob Trump. Bob Trump used to bang on the Bengals.
He did a lot.
He did a lot. He banged on the Bengals, and he was on national TV. But it's also like they don't want people to think that they're a homer, that they're rooting for them, which they are.
They go overboard.
Yeah, they go overboard. I agree with that. They do it too much. So
it's like Herb Street on the Thursday night game a few weeks ago. Remember, he was like, "I'm on a text thread," and he's already doing doom and gloom stuff. It's like, dude, we know you like the Bengals. Don't go overboard with it.
We know you're a Bengals fan. We know you're a Reds fan. He doesn't hide the Reds fan thing. It's the football.
No,
stuff that he hides. No. So
my wife would vote for Collinsworth. I'll tell you, we I took her up to Wilmington College just so she could get Chris Collinsworth's autograph one year.
Oh, really?
Oh
Nice.
yeah.
Well, he was kind of a ladies' man back then too. I heard back in the 80s with all that flowing hair.
I'm sure. Yeah, I think I don't think there's any doubt about that. But he and Jeff Ruby started the precinct, so I can be very thankful for that.
That's a very, very, very good restaurant there. Have you had the steak Burrow over there yet at the precinct, Steve? Oh, I think Steve's frozen now.
Couple times.
A couple times. Okay, I heard that. All right.
Oof.
Well,
Yeah.
are you still there, Steve?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the internet is starting to freeze on all of us. We're about an hour into this, so that tells me it's time to get going because I want to get down to my local bar here and watch Elder play in the semifinals of the state title here. They're taking on St. X. So, Steve, I appreciate you coming on. It's been a blast. I'd love to have you back on again because there's so many other questions I'd like to ask you. But just
anytime, man. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, no problem. Anybody you want to shout out or thank for getting all this done for you? Anything you want to final words you want to say before I let you go?
To my wife and my kids and grandkids and all who came to surprise me when I was announced as fan of the year. My friends Dave and Ryan and cousin and the guy that is known as Mr. Bengal Front Row. He was there with his son and just everybody and everybody locally and who has thanked me and all you guys.
Awesome. Well, hopefully I'll get to meet you in person.
You're the man,
Steve. It's been awesome. I appreciate you coming on the show, Steve.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it having me and good luck to Elder tonight.
Yeah, they're going to need it. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, I sort of was thinking that, but I won't say it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
See you.
Yeah. All right, Dale, AC, you guys got a parting words of wisdom before we get the hell out of here on this fun Who Dey Football Friday?
USC versus Oregon. How does AC feel about it?
Oh, snap.
Did I tell you guys? So the Friday that I did not make it, what was it, 2 weeks ago? I took my son to the SC game. So anyway, they're looking okay. They're looking okay. Last week was a little sketchy, but they're looking okay. Oregon's tough. Oregon, and I think that's in Eugene, isn't it?
I believe so, but it's a playoff eliminator. Like,
yeah, it is 100%. Yeah.
I'm excited for that. That's the game of the weekend, so I had to mention it because AC being an SC guy, like
a guy. Here's
I'm gonna mention one more for you guys. There is a certain high school out here called Santa Margarita. It's a Catholic high school.
Do they football drink margaritas there?
No. They well, actually, it's I think a lot of the moms do. I think a lot of the moms do. You know what I mean? They're Chardonnay moms. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
8-3 overall. They are first in their league. They are nationally ranked at 7th, and they are ranked number 3 in the state of California. Do you know who their head coach is? It is Carson Palmer.
Really?
I did not know he was coaching high school ball.
Carson Palmer is the head football coach of Santa Margarita High School, and they have a big playoff game tonight against Orange Lutheran as well. So
the question does Carson Palmer drink a margarita while he's coaching?
Probably not. But I don't want to speak for him, but I'm going to just go ahead and say no, that he does not.
Yeah. Well, if you go and watch that game, make sure you get him on your podcast and mine, so we can interview him at the same time.
Okay.
That'd be a cool
I would love to, but he might see the word
Bruce. And Bengals.
He might see the word Bengals and be like,
I'm fine.
Nope.
Nope. I don't want to do it. All right.
Yeah.
AC, appreciate you, man. I'll see you next
Love you guys.
Friday.
Thanks for inviting me on as always.
You're the man, dude. See ya. Dale, give us some parting words of wisdom before we get the hell out of here.
Fuck hoes, man, and do it to it. Like, I don't know, and have a good weekend, everybody. Like, just enjoy your life, man.
Are the Bengals winning on Sunday?
I did not predict them to win.
I thought you did pick them on your show. That's when I fell asleep.
No, I picked the Patriots mainly because Travion Henderson might go off for 8 touchdowns in this game out of the backfield. Like, the dude's very good from my Ohio State Buckeyes. But
yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know, man. I want to see Miles Murphy. Like, that's a big thing for me. That was a really good game last week.
It was.
Steelers fans was on my ass about it. And I'm like, no, we got national people posting one clip of Tanu fucking snatch trapping him and acting like, oh, he ate him up. And I'm like, no, he kind of ate his ass that game. I'm like, not in a weird way. But, you know, Miles Murphy had his best game of his 3-year career. Now you have to build on it. Like, period, point blank. I'm not overhyping him. I'm just saying that was positive. That's a positive to pull out because I want to see it because I'm not seeing it from Geno Stone. I'm not seeing it from Barrett Carter. I'm not seeing it from a lot of players. Obviously, DJ Turner's had a good season, but can we see the emergence of Miles Murphy? We need to see it because the Bengals have to pick up his 5th-year option before next season starts. I need to see that you're a competent player that can be a piece.
That would be so huge if he can build upon what he did last Sunday. That would be a piece moving forward. That would be great. That's why I said moving forward here the last 7 games. Who on that defense is somebody they're keeping? They can build upon. That's what we need to be focused on. Is that?
And I'm trying a bunch of players. Like I don't know if you mentioned Isaiah Foskey was signed to the 53. He was a former 2nd-round pick, Notre Dame guy. All that, and he's on the practice squad. They called him up a couple times. I don't know how many snaps he's really got. I haven't really looked into any of his snaps or clipped him up, but you want to see, could this be a guy? You add him to your 53, you know.
Find out.
Cedric Johnson's back. This will be another week he's back. He played quite a bit of snaps last week.
Tyson Anderson. Play him.
Yes, I agree. I mean, like, there's no reason not to be playing him. Geno
Stone.
That effort would get anybody benched in the NFL. I understand Darnell Washington is 311 pounds. He admitted he's 311
yourself
pounds. At least Barrett Carter tried. I mean, he got put in the dirt. At least he tried. Geno Stone was like,
no, I'm good.
I'm good. He laid down in the fetal. He might as well lay down in the fetal position. Like, it was embarrassing. Like,
sit your ass on the bench.
But if I'm a coach, that's what I'm doing on that defense side of the ball. I'm sending a message like, if you're going to have that effort, you're not playing. Like, what? Like, Logan, you benched Logan Wilson, whatever. Now he's traded. It wasn't effort. It was like, oh, we're going to go with the youth movement here, or whatever. But it should be effort. You got to send a message to that locker room. Yes. Like, I'm sorry, if you're not putting effort, your ass is on the bench and someone else is coming in. That's plain and simple. That's peewee football coaching. You know what I mean? Exactly. So at the highest level, you've got to send a message because if the locker room's lost, send the message like, hey, effort or your ass is on the bench. I don't care.
That's
you'll be an actor. I'll cut you. I don't care.
That's the part that bothered me the most of that game is effort. And up until last Sunday, I always saw effort and didn't see guys quit on Zach. They quit, didn't give effort. That's what I didn't like.
A lot of them haven't. A lot of them just haven't played good. Too many missed tackles, this, that, and the other. But I can live with you missing a tackle if you're putting your full effort in.
Yeah, but if you're not,
like, I mean, trust me, it sucks. It's not good enough. Well, I don't want to defend missing tackles, but I'm saying at least make an effort. And when I see guys not, like, literally be like, no, I'm good. No, I'm good.
Well, it's like Barrett Carter. I've talked about this. Barrett Carter met the running back for the Bears who killed us in the hole. Met him in the hole and tried to tackle him. He tackled him high and he got trucked. Yep. But at least he tried. And he read the play right. I mean, you should know to get lower than the running back. But he didn't. But I'm mad at him for the way he tackled. I'd be more mad at him if he didn't even try.
Yeah, that's 100%. And that's what I would be doing as a defense. You're already the worst in the league. So, like, can we see guys that are putting in effort? Because if not, you got to send a message that, like, if you're not putting in effort, you're not playing. Period. Point blank.
All right, dude. I'm going to get the hell out of here because the game starts at 7. I appreciate you. Go check out Bengals and Brewers every Monday and Friday. And whatever the hell Dell feels like putting another show on. He does a lot of draft stuff, too. So, you know, he drinks in those things, right?
I just do shit, man. I don't know. Put clips, do shit. Cincy Jungle. Follow Cincy Jungle. I mean, they give me an opportunity. 3-round mock draft. Took Caleb Downs, but I feel like that's the That's what the popular. That's what everybody wants. But
Well,
at
you
the
like
same
Peter.
time,
You like Peter Woods.
I do love me some Peter.
You like some Peter.
Don't clip it. I do love me some Peter. Peter Woods, man, would change this defense on the interior. I thought it was Walter Nolan last
like you
year.
said, he's the Walter Nolan.
It's every year there's a guy as a defensive tackle that I'm like, they need to get this guy, and they haven't done it. And I think eventually it will happen. Maybe it'll be this year, but we'll see. Maybe we win enough games to not be picking there. I don't care. I'm never going to root against us.
I'm never going to root against them. But all right. All right. I said I got to get out of here, but I want to ask your opinion on this. All right, let's just say, because people are worried that the Bengals are going to win games and then, we're good. We're not going to change it, which I'm kind of worried about that too. But they won 3 games. This is what I've said. They thought they had a playoff roster. If they didn't, they would have traded for Joe Flacco. They thought they could, float until they got Joe Burrow back. This defense is so bad. And it's so documented, because you even documented in your article at Cincinnati Struggle, of how many draft picks they missed. Is it laziness? They can't be that going, you know what? Psh, we're good. No, you're not. You've got to see this.
I feel like it's a combination, though. I feel like sometimes they miss on picks and they take a Zach Carter. We were on a show. Close the laptop. Done. Yeah. It's 3rd round pick. You might as well light it on fire. That's what happened. Mm-hmm. There's other picks that aren't bad picks. Dax Hill, that people have been waiting for, and he's kind of Miles Murphy, 3 years. I didn't hate that pick, and that's why even in my article, I'm like, hey, I will fully admit, right now it seems like I'm wrong.
We were on the show then. You're the only one that's like, it's okay. I'm like, so we all wanted Michael Mayer. Who we all wanted, but he hasn't been worked out like great either in Vegas.
I don't know. I can only judge what I put a lot of time and effort into the draft thing, and it's like I give my honest opinion, and I mean, teams are wrong, but I give my honest opinion.
This many times? That's a lot.
I know, but there's picks like the Zach Carter pick. There's picks like
the Zach Carter one. They picked him, and they tried to make him into a position that he wasn't built for.
Well, right after that pick was Cordell Volson in the 4th round, so that whole draft really bothered me, because I'm like, this guy I've got as a 7th to undrafted player. You take him 4th round is still, especially offensive line. You can typically get a capable guard, and they needed one so bad, and they viewed him as like a plug and play. And I'm like, no, he's mainly played tackle. Smaller school. I know North Dakota State's won titles, but this is all the stuff I said, right then. And I'm like, 6'7" at guard. I'm not 6'7" at guard. I'm not. I think your leverage or pad level against these D tackles that are 6'3", 6'4", with just monstrous strength is going to eat you up, and that's what happened. So
yeah.
I don't
know.
All
right, dude. We were going to we're going to do a show sometime here next week, just you and me, and we're going to just go through the draft and all that stuff. We're going to do the picks we messed up, the picks they should make this year, what they should have done this past year, because it's fun. I like doing that. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It's actually depressing, but it
sucks, but it's also fun. I like it's fun. I think I like hanging out with you. That's just fun. All right, Dale. Love you, brother. I gotta get out of here.
Love you, bro.
See ya. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thanks for watching. As always, I've been live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch, and Instagram. Hello, Instagram. You can follow me on all those, along with Threads and TikTok, and also check out my Substack. I do write some articles on there every once in a while, and make sure you check it out. Also, I will be pulling this out later on tonight, putting it on the podcast. It's on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Do me a favor. Let's do it. Rate it, like it, review it, leave a comment. For more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. And do me a favor. Well, maybe not tomorrow, because most of you don't have to go to work tomorrow, but just listen to it sometime tomorrow. And since we don't have a whole lot of local radio stuff,
All right, shout out to my sponsors. They are Priority Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. You need your grass cut, you need shrubbery trimmed, I don't know, you need a paper patio, you need anything. I mean anything. Landscaping required. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And of course, Meyer Window, Door, and more. I got it in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, great looking windows, easy to clean. Meyer Window, Door, and more. The website is MeyerCincinnati.com. And also shout out to my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. Get on down there, get you some delicious Moorline beer, some delicious Moorline food. And tell them I sent you. Moorline Lager House.
All right, guys. I'm already practicing. I don't know how this is going to go, but join me next Saturday right here at the Moorline Lager House for the Beer Stein holding competition. I'm going to be doing it, try to hold this thing up as long as I can, and not wanting to drink it. It looks so delicious, though. Maybe I should just drink it. Yeah, I'll just drink it. It's delicious. But come on down next Saturday, the 22nd, for the International Beer Stein holding competition. I'll be there in the celebrity portion of it. You come down and watch me see how long I hold this thing. Like, this would be fine, but this is going to be a while. See you guys next Saturday. Let's go. That's right. That is tomorrow. The Celebrity Stein holding competition starts at 3 o'clock, but the whole thing starts at noon. So come on down to Moorline Lager House. We'll be out in the grassy area where the Chris Kringle Market is in the big-ass tent in the center. Come on down there. It's going to be a great time. It starts at 12, goes all the way to 10 o'clock. It's going to be awesome. And then come back down on Sunday for the Best Day Brewery pregame experience where we will be giving away this autographed T. Higgins helmet. Now, if you have not registered to win this helmet yet, they got 2 ways. First of all, buy a ticket to the Best Day Brewery pregame experience at the Moorline Lager House. You can get your tickets at Moorline Lager House's website. While you're there, make sure you register for the rewards program for Moorline Lager House. That'll register you twice for a chance to win this helmet tomorrow. So come on down, or not tomorrow, for win the helmet on Sunday. Come on down Sunday. DJ's going to be there. We're having giving away prizes along with the helmet and having a great time. It's an all-inclusive experience. It's the best deal on the banks. I'm telling you, it is awesome. All right, let's go, Elder. Hopefully they're going to win this thing. West Side versus everybody. And as always, Who Dey for life. And that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.